taking flight. Card Spring Training, sponsored by Woods Basement Systems.
Do you have any opening statements? Or?
No, ready for questions.
Hey, Ollie, with Mason Wynn, there's so much to like from him from your seat standpoint, but also from a fan standpoint. Just his energy, he's young, his defense. Can you describe kind of like what is exciting about this whole package that is Mason Wynn?
I consider Mason one of the most exciting players in the game right now. He has a combination of, if you're a fan and you're watching the game, he impacts it in so many ways, right? He can wow you defensively, whether that's getting to a ball that most don't get to, or being able to throw across the diamond in a way that most can't, on the bases with his speed, being able to score from first and just triple, you name it, but also just the way he profiles offensively, like sprays the ball all over the place, but also can hit homers. So as he continues to develop and mature in this game, and you give him more years, he's one of the most exciting players out there.
And then it might just be coincidence, but the player next to him, it's a nice symmetry of Arenado, the 30-something Gold Glove defensive player, and then Wynn right next to him, 20-something likely Gold Glove player. I guess I didn't ask a question there.
Not yet.
Not yet. Can you describe how fun and vital it is having those two guys manning that side of the infield?
It's a good left side of the infield. You got guys that are, find a lot of pride in doing that part well, right? So you have certain guys that just like thumping and hitting. These guys take a ton of pride, and they're intentional about their defense, and it's fun to watch them on a day-to-day, not only in game, but how they prepare for the game.
Mason has said that he wants to run more. Did that come from you? Did that come from him? Was that
No, we had a discussion as far as what's next for him, and when you look at his overall game, his speed lends itself extremely well to taking more bags, and I want to lean on the side of, he's always going to be smart, but on the side of being aggressive and seeing what those limits are.
What would you like to share with us / share with the fans through us about what the message was to the team today in the gathering?
Yeah, good message. It was for that clubhouse. It was intentional with where we're at as a club and how we are going to move forward. And there's a lot of excitement around that, but the message was for that clubhouse.
We've talked a lot about the role your coaching staff will have, and like what you just said, where you're at as an organization, obviously with the front office and owner. Where are the players' role in directing where you're at as an organization? What is a Brendan Donovan or a Mason Wynn or even a Nolan Arenado to think about what they're saying they have and where the organization is?
Yeah, they're all doing a really nice job even this offseason, and then as we've seen each other face to face here, of understanding what they bring to the table, and each one of them, they're different in what they bring to the table. Some guys lead strictly by example, just watch how I go about my business, and this is why I'm great. Other guys are a little bit more vocal. Other guys are good at accountability. Other guys are good at encouraging, but when you bring it all to the table at the same time, then you have a solid combination. But each guy understanding who they are and what they bring is important. The staff's job is to bring that out of them, cultivate an environment that allows them to be themselves, and also reach certain areas that they didn't think were possible.
Is there an element of ownership that players can take of the direction you all go?
I think that's the only way to do it, for players to take ownership over it. Absolutely.
Well, how many times will you have a gathering like that, where opening day, where everybody's in one room? Because you have meetings separately with different hitting groups and pitchers and things of that nature, but as a collective group, how many times would you do that?
Yeah, as necessary. It's hard for me to say. There's not a formula for, hey, we meet 5 times during spring and cover these topics. There's topics that I have listed out that we will cover as a staff, and then as an entire group, meaning players and staff. And then you have breakout sessions with just the offense and the pitching. So, yeah, not a set number as much, but what's needed. You read the room, you get a feel for where we're at, what kind of progress we're making, and what needs to be addressed.
Ollie Wilson wanted to be back. That's a plus. He said now that he's at first base, he's able to put on some extra weight and he looks good, looks stronger. But as he tackles a new position, what do you think you guys have in Wilson Contreras?
Yeah, he's working hard at it. Worked hard at it this whole offseason. He made several trips here to work with Oquendo. Stubby came down and spent some time with him as well with Oquendo. So he's taking it to heart. He wants to be a good first baseman, but to your point, he did put on some weight, and in a good way. He looks strong, and he's ready to go.
Can you talk about the overall energy that you're seeing right now? Your weekend, people wanted to come in early. You saw that. But I felt like there was a positive collective vibe when you walk in there and everyone's excited to be back together.
Yeah, I have to find a better way of kind of articulating this. There's more excitement about what we're about to embark in than any year I've been here. The guys are pumped about just the perception of who we are as a club. It's going to be a lot of fun to go on this ride with them, I'll tell you that. Yeah.
Ollie, last year you guys, during spring, you guys saw a lot of Thomas to JC.
Yeah.
At the end of the year. When you look at what he's done to further his development, the strides he's made, what stands out to you?
His understanding of his swing rate, the strike zone, when to offer, when not to, count sensitive, when to take your shot. So a lot of it is more approach based than mechanically or positional as far as like where he's going to play. A lot of it has been more his mindset and approach going into each at bat, and his ability to kind of communicate that has been really good.
Have you seen tangible things yet with Nolan Gorman's swing? I know you got to watch a lot of video of swings he took over the winter. Have you seen stuff yet that's different?
Yeah, and it's more so, it's a combination of mechanics but also approach of pitch at the top of the zone and him being able to ride out with the barrel and things that he worked really hard with Brownie. So as we get further into camp, and not just BP and live BPs, but games, and being able to kind of test that out, the better it'll be.
Given where you guys were offensively, and also what you're trying to do in maximizing playing time and still win games, are you going to prioritize offense or defense when you're factoring in your lineups? And how hard is it going to be to make sure you have the best collection of both in the everyday
Yeah,
lineup?
if you're asking about Nuke, Arciani, Vic, that type of
I'm asking about
combination, you know,
everybody.
but that's where a lot of the questions have been geared towards. As we get further into spring, I think there'll be clarity to that.
Right.
It's hard for me today to say we're only going to prioritize defense or offense. I don't think that's the best way for me to look at it today.
Right, because it's not just the outfield. It can be Donnie at second, Gorman at second, what catcher you have behind the plate. It just seems like there's a lot to figure out in terms of what you're prioritizing and what you want to emphasize.
And that's why I do think there's a bigger conversation to be had, and that's why I keep mentioning that as far as, all right, what are the short-term decisions that don't impact the long play here, and setting kind of some boundaries to that. I mean, that's not just a coaching staff decision, that's a front office decision, right? So as we get further into this, I think there'll be more clarity to that.
By long play, long term, you mean the overall message of the reset the youth movement, right? Like what you're trying
Or
to
it's
do.
just not a 2025 decision.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean by it. Yeah.
External expectations are probably as low as they've been in your tenure, but you talk about the excitement and the vibes being the best of your tenure. What's led to that?
A lot of individual conversations, a lot of, to Derek's word earlier, ownership over what this looks like moving forward. Expectations from the outside don't impact how we think through this one way or another. It really, the expectations in that room are always extremely high. So in being able to talk to the guys and kind of letting them talk and listening to what they're saying, I'm pretty excited about it.
As much as we've talked about the way this organization has historically done business and there's going to be changes and all that stuff, is there a sense of excitement from players around that, in that maybe they can stamp this now in a way that would have been difficult before?
Yes. When we were at the baseball writers dinner, I think the way I kind of worded it was they're anxious to leave their mark on this franchise, and I mean it. They're hungry for that, and that's why when you talk about playing fast and there being excitement and just being aggressive, like these guys are hungry for that opportunity to be able to leave their mark. So yeah, there's excitement, especially like as a manager, as a staff, like you want to see that. You want, like, and hearing them talk about it, you want these games to start and you want them to see it. So that's what I think will be exciting for fans to watch as well.
The other side of history and tradition and all that is expectation, and it comes with a mold, and it's supposed to look like this, that, and the other thing. And I wonder if there is really like an opportunity to break it, for lack of a better term. Like, okay, this is a group of guys that can create their own mold and maybe make this look like what it didn't look like before, but whether that's a more modern version or whatever. Is that a fair way to kind of look at
What this looks like? I would have to ask you a couple questions to get to the bottom of like how you would define the initial mold, but blanket statement, sure. Yeah.
Hey, Ollie, when you talk about that exciting, that style of play that you just referenced, how does that manifest out here in the week you have before games?
Make mistakes. Be okay making mistakes. Make them on the aggressive side, not on the timid side. Like, figure out what your limits are. I don't care if it borders reckless, especially early. I want guys to really understand what they're capable of, and then we can always dial it back. We have smart players, so when you have smart players, you can be aggressive and then dial it back. If we had a group that IQ was low, it's hard to just let them run wild. But this is a group that understands the game, that is students of the game. I want to see them make mistakes on the aggressive side.
When we think about that, that's a base running thing. What beyond base run? What's an example beyond base running?
Yeah, base running, but just also just how they view the game. I think you can sometimes play with a little sense of being timid. There's guys that come to mind I'll keep it that way,
okay.
but I want to see them kind of unlock and just go.
Does it include like try a new pitch, try a pitch in a new place,
I think all of that fits into it, and making adjustments and being okay with it not looking great right out the gate, but just knowing that we have your back and there's a reason we're going through this process. But it fits into a lot of different areas. It really does. Yeah.
Are you able to share starters for the first couple of spring games?
I believe we start with Fetty, and then Miles gets the ball, followed by Matt. Awesome. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.